Hello, SO9, good evening. So today I will be giving you a demonstration using the week 2 and week 3 of your lesson. Okay. So the presentation is already uploaded on your Schoology account. Okay, I hope you read it, no? Your week 3 and your week week 2 and week 3, 5, and 6 presentation. So the topic that I'm going to show you is on these two particular presentation. Okay, so let's start with the operator and condition. So let's skip the variable, since you know already what is a variable. Okay. So from your Java, C++, I think you know the concept of the variable. So let's proceed on the Visual Basic .NET application or programming language. So hindi ma-focus ang ating discussion. So for the operators and condition, the data type, sorry, data type. So you need to have a naming convention. So the important part in using the Visual Basic .NET and same with C# .NET or C#, you need to have a good naming convention. So because we will be dealing with controls and components, so we will be using here a GUI application, GUI, or graphical user interface, using the IDE of the Visual Studio. Okay, for the difference of the data type in Java is very far from the other, but there are some similar also. Okay, so before you proceed to the data type, so let's proceed to the naming convention. So take note that in using the controls in naming convention, so we'll be dealing with this different component or controls. You have the text box, label, combo box button, picture box, checkbox, ready button, and the list box. So all of them are part of the controls or GUI component. So there will be a user interaction regarding the IDE of the Visual Studio. So for the naming convention of the text box is txt. Okay, it's just like a prefix before you type the name of a particular field. So you need to have a prefix of txt. So if that is a text box, if you are using text box control, you will be using the naming convention of txt. So example txt, so you have txt fname or first name. If label, lbl, combo box, cbo, button, btn, picture box, pix, checkbox, chk, range button, you have rdb, list box, lsb. So these are the examples on how to use the naming convention. So later on I will show you on how to use it. Now, in declaration variable in VB.NET, so you need to use the so-called dim or dimension keyword before declaration. Unlike C and C++, and Java, you can go directly to the data type and variable. So here, it's different. No? So first, you need to have a dim, then the variable name, then the keyword as. So what will be the assigned data type to it? So which is integer. So if on Java is shortcut, so they shortcut the integer into int, but here in Visual Basic, it is purely English, no? Complete word of the integer. Okay, so we have dim, then variable name as, this is a keyword, and the data type. Okay, so that's the on how to declare the variable in VB.NET. Okay, so the data type of the VB.NET is here. So with the byte, the numeric byte, short, int, long, decimal, double. Unlike the other data type of the other programming language, there are some additional data type here, but still it is considered as numeric data type. Okay, I think they are similar from the other, but some of the programming languages is adding some additional um, data type, but still it is a numeric data. So as you have noticed, so we have byte, short, integer, then long is considered as whole number. Okay, whole number in the sense that wala siya sa decimal point. Okay, unlike decimal and double in Java float, so there is a certain decimal number, okay, and number of places regarding the data type. Let's say double and decimal. And for the non-numeric, you have the boolean for true or false. You're familiar with it. Character, single character, the date, the string, and the object. So these are the different data types using the Visual Basic .NET. So the numeric and the non-numeric. So let me give you a heads up first. So on the code. So by default, public class form here, public class form 1, and at the bottom of it, there will be an end class. Please take note that avoid deleting this portion because this is the on the hierarchy. So this is the hierarchical portion of the program. In short, so this is just like your open curly brace. So do not, please do not erase this one or even try to remove this. Okay, so that you will not encounter error or fatal error later on. Okay, so the next thing is on the data type. Okay, you can repeat the video if you want. If you want to refresh again our lesson on week 2, so you can repeat this video tutorial so that you will understand it clearly. So for the week 3, 5, and 6, it's all about operators and condition. The operators and condition is similar to the other programming language. So we have arithmetic operator, the comparison, and the logical. Same with the other programming language. Okay, for the arithmetic, we have this 5. Okay, others we have, I think we have 6 or 7 arithmetic operator. But here in VB.NET, we will be using these 5 different operators in arithmetic. Okay, I will not elaborate on the function of it because you know already in how to perform this arithmetic operator. And for the comparisons, we have less than, greater than, same with as is. No? There's no changes. And then for the logical operator, we have the and, or, not, and, XOR. So the word and gidya ang gamiton nyo. So the word and, if or, that is or, then not, and XOR is XOR. So that is the different type of logical. So again, so we have the arithmetic composed of operation of addition, subtraction until modulus. For comparison, we have less than equal to, greater than equal to, up to not equal to. And for the logical, we have for, and, or, and, then not. So this is just only a refresh because you know this already on Java last semester, and I think we get it also on C++ programming language. So that's why we'll just skip the functionality part, you will just grasp the concept in order for you to refresh on the data type and the operators. Okay, so now, so let us proceed on the programming code, which is your Visual Basic.net. Okay, so once you open the Visual Studio, any version, either 2015, 2014, 2010, 2013, 2015, 2017, others are 2019, so any version will do on our VB.NET programming language. Okay, first you need to click, the so-called new project. If not, you can go for, if you cannot see the new project, you can click on the new file, new, then project. Okay, so after the new project, okay, so there will be tons of selections with regards to the Visual Studio. If you install all of the component regarding the Visual Studio, you will see a lot of options regarding the Visual Studio content. However, if you install only Visual Basic, so you will see here the Visual Basic. So you click the right arrow from the left side of the Visual Basic label, and then once you click that, it will collapse. Okay, you find the Windows option, and then after that, you click Windows Forms application, and then the location of the project will also be the essential part of the setup. So if you want to set the location of your project wherein all of the programs will be saved on this location. So if you want to set, you click browse, then choose your location of your desired folder. So let's say, for example, on my part, I will use this location, then important files, then programming, no, needed files, then programming with a pen. So you select, then after you select the folder, you click select button. So that is if you want to change, because by default, it will locate the project folder on your documents. If you're if you don't know where to save the file, so it is by default on the user of your computer. It will locate for the project. So I think it's much better is if you change the project location so that your file will be synchronized into one particular directory. Okay, now next is changing the project name. So the project name is week 3, week 2, 3, 4, no, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, so because that's our topic, week 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, so after that, click OK. Okay, so let me introduce first on the different environment of your Visual Studio or your Visual Basic.net. Okay, on the left side, if your if your toolbox is collapsed into the left side of the screen or of your screen, so you can click the toolbox and then you click the push pin icon in order to make it display all the time, because somehow it's very annoying to just click, then after that it will collapse on the left side. If That is if you're annoyed with the toolbox. No? And at the center, you have your form layout. No, it's very similar to Java on Swing or AWT. Okay? And then we have the Solution Explorer, wherein you can find your um, project name and the form. Okay, by default we have form1.vb. So VB stands for Visual Basic. Okay, if the form design is removed, so let's say for example you remove it. Okay, so don't worry, it's just you find the Solution Explorer, then double click it again in order to display it. Now, on the bottom of it, you have your properties. Now, properties is the what you call this one, the characteristic of the form, or the characteristic of the different controls or component of your Visual Basic.NET. Okay. Every component here has different properties. Let's say for example label, so it has different properties. If form, it has a different properties also. If you want to change the background of the form, you may click back color. So let's say it will change it to something dark gray, so you can change that if you want to. Okay, same with the label. If you want to increase the number of size of the label, you can find the font. Then you click this ellipse button, then you can change the font style, the font family, and the font size. Okay, so let's say we will change it itself, the label. Okay, so then another one for label 2, change it again. Okay, so we have here for label 2. If you then we will have two text boxes. We have one, okay, and two. Okay, and so for the text box, you can change also the properties of it. Make it 12. This one also 12. Okay, increase the length, okay, of the text boxes. Okay, and observe when you have label 1 here. Okay, so that's the name of the component. So we have name label 1. So if you want to change the name of the label 1 into another name, okay, do not use the name label 1, but instead you go to the properties of the text here. So let's say for example we'll change the label into first number. So we have first number. Okay, so that's it. Now just press enter after you type. Then label 2, let's make it second number. Same with the text box. So you have your text box here. So since there's no caption on the two text boxes, so just leave it blank. But if you want to add some captions on the text, so you can add here, let's say 0.0. So you can do that. But based on the standard format, so text box should be leave blank as much as possible. Okay, first number, second number. So we'll create a program, a simple program for adding two numbers, and we will combine the condition also of the first and second number. Now, we will add two buttons. Let's say, let's make it compute. Sorry. Then the other one is reset. Okay. So to increase the font, let's try to increase it. We will go for the font properties. Let's make it 12 also. And for the reset, let's make it also 12. Let's make it here. We will change the location. So if you want to change the color or of the button, okay, you may do that by going to the back color. So let's say, for example, I will use back color. I will make it here, and this one is green, for example. Okay. So if you want to change the text color, so you may go for the 4 color. Okay. So let's say I will make it white since dark siya. So here also white. Okay. And then we will need 2 labels again. So label 1, label 2, label 3, label 4. So rename it. So we'll make it result. Then the other one. So the 0. So let's try to change the font setup. So make it solid. So I think all of our components is set. Set ng component na. Okay. So we will proceed to the coding of the naming convention. So in naming convention, using the vv.net. Okay. So as you have observed and discussed a while ago, if text box, let's make it txt. If label, lbl, and btn for the button. So others are not yet included here in our example. So we will focus only on the label and the button and the text box. Okay. So since the only component that includes on our process is the text box 1 and text box 2 and the result. So that means amo lang ni sila ang ma-change na may input ka di for first number and the second number. Once you click the compute, it will display the result. So once you click the reset, it will turn back all of the settings into the beginning. So may erase ni siya, may erase man ni, kag mabalik ni sa 0. Okay? So on naming convention, if text box, instead you go to the text here, so you go to the name. So here we will be setting the naming convention on this property name. So we will use the prefix txt first. Okay, so that's it. So that means the name of the component right now is not text box 1 anymore. It would become text first or txt first. So it's just like the same when you are naming a variable. But here, it is called naming convention of the component. Second, we have txt. Second. Okay. And the last one will be label. So since label siya, we choose lbl. So let's make it result. Now we have 2 remaining controls. We have the 2 buttons. For button 1, we will rename it as btn compute. the reset, button 2, btn, reset. No, sorry, reset. Okay? So, we're good to go. So, pwede na taka-code. So, in coding, the nice thing about the GUI is that when you try to code, it will only specify on the component of the it will only specify on the component of the program. So let's say, for example, if we double click compute, so since the operation involves since the operation to perform the result of these two numbers, first number and second number, so we will need compute button to compute the result. So when you try to double click compute, the program only focuses on the button that you have double clicked, wherein you have your btn compute click. The click here stands for event. Okay, later on we will discuss another event. Okay, as I have told you a while ago, we have public class form and end class. So this is the portion that I taking note that this portion should not be omitted or removed or erased. Okay, you can erase inside but not the outside hierarchy of the program. Okay, so let's proceed. So we will need two variables for first number and second number and the result. So that's the variable that we need. So in declaration, as I have told you a while ago, you need to have dim. Okay, so first number, let's say num1, then second number num2, and then the result. Then as keyword, then you specify the data type. Let us say you make it double na lang. Okay. Now, so since VB.NET is an object-oriented type, so you need to pass the value of the object of the control, to the variable. So let's say ang variable is num1. So we will pass and convert CDBL. Convert. Okay, CDBL stands for convert to double. So since double here is your data type, so CDBL will be our conversion. So we will convert the object, the control, into a double. So the name of our control is the first. Don't forget to have that text. So since when you say that text, refers to the text box. And you type here text. Okay, so that's what you mean by the dot text. Okay. txt first is the name of your component or control. So that's the name. So where can you find it? Here. Or even here you can find it here. Okay. But don't forget the properties dot text, because you will be getting the value from the text. Okay. So the component here will be converted into double, then pass it on the variable num1. So that means whatever value do you have here will be the value of the num1. Do the same thing, num2 equal to cdbl, then txt second dot text. So after getting the value of the two object, control or component, text box first and the text box second, so go for the formula to the operation. Result is equal to num1 plus num2. Okay. And then, to display the result on this label, so we will need the name of the component. So what's the new var component of the result? We have LBL result dot text equal to, so we will just use the function of the format number, okay, format number, to specify the decimal places of the result. So this is result, comma, 2 decimal places. Okay, result here is your variable that performed the operation of, operator of addition of the two variables. Okay, then whatever the result here will be passed on the result variable, then 2 decimal places. Okay, let's try to check if this is working. Oh, by the way, if you try to run the program, you click the start. Okay, start, or you can press F5. Okay, F5 on your keyboard. Okay, F5. You click start to run the program. Then input a value of first and second number. So let's say 7 and 8. Once you compute, I click compute, so it will display the result. Okay, so that is the um, result of the action. So you can change the number if you want to. Compute it again. So it will real time result based on the number that you have entered. Okay. Now the only thing that the problem is here, we don't have a reset. So as I've said a while ago, it should be erase all of the data here, and it will reset to 0 on the result. So let's go back. Okay. If you want to stop the program, click on the stop debugging here. The square, the small square button of the standard toolbar. Click that, then it will stop the um, running of the program. Okay, so let's go back to form design. Double click reset. So on the reset, we will type txt second dot text equal to txt first dot text equal to double quote, two double quote then the next one will be LBL result dot text, so we will try to reset 0.00. Okay, 0.00, that's the original text of the result. So that's why we have this one. Okay, so let's try to run it again. Input a number, 68, click reset, so it will go back to the original form. Okay, so next demonstration is using your conditional statement. So what are the conditional statements we have? We have if, else if, and if else. So to do that, it's a little bit different when it comes to the Visual Basic. So let's say, for example, we will add here. Let's go back to your form. So let's try to have two additional components. So for the label, so we have here the label and another label. 4. So change it. Let's make it remarks. And 4. Let's make it 3 question marks since you don't have yet the remarks. So let's try to have let's try to change the property of the font. Let's make it 12. Okay, that's good. So let's make it the name of the question mark. Name niya is LBL remarks. Okay, now we have number, result, and remarks. So double click on compute. Okay, so we will try to have your result on the condition. So we try to have if result. Okay, wala na siya sa ang open close parenthesis, unlike Java may aragit, diri wala na. Less than, equal to, let's say 74.99. Okay, here in Visual Basic.net there is a then keyword. Okay, so it's just like in English. If English explanation, if result is less than equal to 74, then anong matabo? So ang then na di amo na siyang execution. So we will have LBL remarks text equal to, so let's say for example good. No. And let's make it poor. Else LBL remarks text equal to good. So if the result of the two numbers is 74.99 less than 4. If greater than, else. Now, if greater than this criteria, that means it is good. Okay? So let's try to have it. Click start to run the program. Okay, and then you type any number. Click compute. So you have 4. So since 61 is the result, so that means 61 is less than 74.99. Okay, then click reset. Another one. So good. Okay, so that's the program using VB.net. We have variables, operator, and conditional statement. Okay. If you want to repeat the video, so you can repeat as many time as you want, so that you will get all of our lesson for 2 and 3. Okay, now let's proceed to your first assessment and exam for the prelim. So this is a pair. I will explain it first so that it will very clear for you. So what you need to do is to create a program name name the project name as prelim exam. Okay, follow the given layout below. Okay, so a while ago we create a layout form of 2 text boxes and labels and buttons. So now you will be creating 4 for the quizzes, assignment, recitation, and exam. Then we have total score, average, and remarks. It's just like the same. I only add 2 more text box and two computations. Okay? Oh, that's okay, 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 okay. So just remove it first. Wait, I will just open my project a while ago. Wait guys ha. So, medyo sala ang na ano ko yung nabutang ko eh. Okay. So, sala to nga ako nabutang kasi na-confuse ko mo. Wait lang. Okay. Okay, so this is the layout. And then when the user enter value from quiz, assignment, recitation, exam, program should perform the following computation. So, aling computation ta. It's up to you if you use the variable that's stated here on the exam. So you can use quiz, assignment, recitation, exam, average. Okay. So this is the computation. Okay. So we have raw score divided by perfect score. So perfect score is 50. So you only need to input 50, either 50 or less than 50. Do not input greater than 50. Okay. Then, program should perform also conditional statement that determine if the remarks is pass or fail when the average is less than 74.99. Okay, after clicking the calculate button. So once you click the calculate button, it will compute for the average, and then color of remark should vary according to the average acquired. So if 74.99 less than, fail. If greater than 74.99, then pass. Okay, just see the example. Program should reset our fields and data from the beginning after you click reset button. Same with our example a while ago. Once you click reset, it will reset on the at the beginning of your program. Okay, submit your source code lang. Source code only. Okay, to my email. Okay, it's my email. This is my email. Okay, kindly put the full name of your member together with your section on the subject field of our email. Okay. So if you have, if you are composed of 2 members, okay, minimum of 2, but maximum of 3. Okay, you submit this on or before. Much better kung early po nyo pa masubmit. Okay, May 29. Okay, so expect mo there will be additional work for midterm and the final. So for now, it's on the prelim. This week for prelim only. Next week is midterm and final. I'll just prepare for the midterm and final. Okay? So if you have any questions regarding the demonstration of our assessment and exam, and at the same time the lesson that we have, you can message me on our official GC or you can also send me a comment on the YouTube, because I will be uploading this on the YouTube on my YouTube account, so that you can browse anytime and you can review, and this can help you on improve your programming skills. Okay, everyone, please stay safe and God bless.